So those are the aspects. The question now is, how do you interpret them? How do you set these things together? And there are different ways. You can use your own intuition, if you like, as long as you know the basic meaning of the planets and the basic meaning of the aspect. You'll be able to integrate it in one way or another. And I should also say that whether an aspect between two planets is harmonious or disharmonious, in a way it doesn't matter. The energy that's trying to get, that is there, is the same. It just kind of gets expressed in different ways. But here's a system which I really love. This is what I've been using in my practice. Basically, on the one side, you've got the planets that are close to the Sun, with the Moon orbiting the Earth, and Mercury, Venus and Mars on either side of the Earth. And these are small planets compared to the outer planets, the collective planets, like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune at least. They're very, very small planets. They're kind of rock planets, and they're what I would describe as personal planets. So these 5 planets represent basic psychological needs. The Sun is considered connected with identity, the Moon with emotions, Mercury with contact. There's lots of kind of subheadings for this. Mercury is the intellect, Mercury is communication, Mercury, is all kinds of mental activity. Venus is connected with values, relationships, love, what you like. Mars is connected with drive, but also competition, sexuality, winning. And these are really basic drives. They're basic drives that we all possess. How these drives get expressed is shown through the sign that the planet is in, and through the house where it gets expressed most concretely, but it's modified by any aspects. The most noticeable, or what people really feel, is when these personal planets are in aspect to the collective planets or the outer planets. Then you have easily identifiable character traits. So it doesn't even matter what sign Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus and Mars are in some senses, because the contact with one of these outer planets is so powerful. It's going to express, it's going to be shown in their behavior. And I can't possibly, there's 25 combinations. In actual fact, in my book, Astrology, Transformation and Empowerment, I have a whole section in the middle of this book which describes the 25 combinations. You can get it on Amazon if you like. 25 combinations. They're so powerful. You have to know them. There's other books which are good and on aspects, and you should check it out. Search for books on planetary aspects. So, looking at this, you could imagine how you could, generally see this. For example, if the Moon represents your emotional life, your need for attachment, your mother, family, and that kind of thing, and the Moon was connected to Saturn, then which is perhaps limited, could be called limitation, experience, karma. That Moon Saturn would show a difficult relationship with the mother. There's no doubt about that. Or if Venus, which is connected with love, values, relationships, was connected with Saturn, it would show some difficult relationships. You'd spend a lot of time working out how to be happy in love. Whereas if Mars, which is to do with winning, or sexuality or drives, was in aspect to Jupiter, which is connected with expansion, wisdom, exploration. Well, Jupiter would make a real explorer, and somebody who really wants to win, and somebody with a tremendous amount of energy and a strong sexual drive. Or if Mercury, which is to do with the mind, thinking, communication, contact with people, the way you make contact, was connected with Pluto, which is the planet which has very, very intense, concentrated energy, a little bit obsessive in many ways. Mercury would show a way of speaking which was very intense, where you wouldn't know really when to stop talking, so you tend to argue for too long, or quite the opposite, completely silent for long periods of time. That would be a kind of Mercury Pluto contact, but very good investigator, very good detective. Or if the moon was in connection with Neptune, and Neptune is connected with transcendence, often through suffering or being alone, but very, very creative. It would show Neptune would show fantastic musical talent, but some kind of unhappiness in the home, and a drive for spiritual belonging, you could say. So you can, these 5 personal planets and these 5 collective planets, you can make combinations of, learn a little bit more about the planets, and you can start really seeing what behavior people have, and then looking in the house of the horoscope precisely where it is expressed. So basically, this is the information we need and we now got, which can help us interpret the horoscope. We don't really need any more than this, but of course you need to get practice, and to get practice you need to look at your own horoscope. You need to check out horoscopes of your friends, your family, and get some practice. So you'll need some astrology software to make these horoscopes, or you can find places on the net which will do horoscopes for people. So just Google them. So let's have a go at this. Yes, Bill Clinton. Always like Bill Clinton because it's a great example of how astrology works. What I wanted to look at first is the way the conjunction works in Bill Clinton's horoscope. So basically, you can see here that he's got Mars and Neptune and Venus in conjunction. Jupiter's a bit too far away to be considered in conjunction. The orb is too big. He's also got Mercury, Pluto and Saturn in conjunction. So he's got 2 very powerful conjunctions. And this shows a very powerful merging of energy. You'll see that the absolute strongest aspect in this horoscope is Mars to Neptune. That's because the orb is only 30 minutes or half a degree. And conjunctions are the most powerful aspect, so it's the most powerful aspect with the smallest orb. It's completely dominating in the horoscope. And Mars and Neptune shows a true idealist. However, Mars is connected with drives and sexuality, and Neptune is connected with dreams and illusions. And Mars-Neptune, it should be said that Mars is actually rules Aries, and in Libra it tends to be indiscreet, and it's a bit of a charmer. So the Mars-Neptune conjunction in his horoscope, and note that it's right on the ascendant, and any planet on the ascendant is going to be extremely powerful. So these 2 on the ascendant account for the fact that he's had so much trouble in his life from sexual indiscretion. And there's no doubt about it that he can hardly resist the seducing women because Mars is so powerful. And the fact that he has the ability to do so is shown by Venus, because Venus, which rules Libra and is the ascendant ruler in that sense, is very powerful in the first house and shows an extremely charming person, just as the Sun in Leo shows a charming person. So this Mars-Neptune just signifies a lot of trouble. It's not just bad. You often find Mars-Neptune people, they want to work, they have very strong ideas about their work, their Mars and Neptune. So they tend to be a little bit socialist and interested in working, sacrificing themselves to help other people. So there's always with Neptune, there's 2 different sides to a story. And the other conjunction is the Pluto-Mercury-Saturn. Mercury's the personal planet here, and Saturn and Pluto are the outer planets. And as Mercury is connected with communication, and it's in Leo, and it's in the 11th house of groups and friends, this is a person who is motivated to communicate with great charisma, that's Leo, in groups with friends. But the Mercury and Saturn shows an obsessive element. So probably when he actually gets talking to you in private, if you ever have that experience, he would be really quite dominating with that combination. And Saturn is connected with experience and hard work and application. And Mercury-Saturn is somebody who really will spend a lot of time mastering the facts.